Although there was progress in my empire, it seemed as if rebel activity increased. Each day the people grew more fearful because of the uncertainty of the current state of the war. Some believed we had already lost, and others believed we would be victorious. I imprisoned 400 rebels in just these past 2 days. But these rebels were not really my concern for now. My governors were responsible for dealing with any treasonous acts. Meanwhile, at the southwest of Aarhus, our scouts spotted 2 enemy naval units. Then 2 small groups of Vikings went on to attack the 2 boats. The navy then retreated and were out of sight. Our valiant warriors continued to defend Cao Pang against the French naval fleet up north. We had our crossbowmen in the city defending the sea, and the shield wall defending the land. This went on for a couple of days. Now I summoned a group of settlers, as my northwest expansion was now in motion. I want to build at least 4 cities which will operate as forts where my garrisons will be stationed. I wanted 30 squads of soldiers ready to attack and plunder on ground. I also want to start building my navy, but that will be done in the northeast after rebuilding my raised city. After conquering France, I'd immediately cross the Great Ocean towards the west. The French army's front line seemed to be weaker, so I took that opportunity to disband the squads in Aarhus so that I could send them back to the training grounds and give them better equipment and train them even more so that they could be more efficient for the Hyderaris operation. Meanwhile, I had soldiers up in the northwest securing the territory and making sure no French ground units make their way down. A city was built just near Aarhus. It was named Ribe, after the city that was raised in the Far East. This was our first city, giving us direct passage to the Great Ocean. Our exploration naval units could now be built, so we could reach the unseen west. And we could also build the outskirts attacker units. A fleet which was suggested by my first-in-command, who had gotten the idea from one of our farmers in Aarhus. The great woman was awarded greatly for her strategy. Now gunpowder was finally discovered. I changed my entire berserker army into riflemen. I wanted them to be the best in the East. So we trained them every second we had a chance. And now that there were no French ground units, we could also upgrade the entire wall. We discovered a new type of machinery from the French army. They had what was known as a cannon. It was trying to make its way to our coast, so we had to deal with it quickly before it broke down the walls of Cao Pang. I don't know who the commander of the French army was, but he was doing a great job. I hope he maintained his position because all his riflemen and cannons were being easily weaped from the ocean by our now primitive crossbow units, although they still held the front line strong. The wall was now a full riflemen company, and now I had to look at the fastest path I could take to conquer at least 3 of their cities in less than 20 days. I was surprised to see a crossbowman squad on the west side. I was now concerned with how many more they were on west. I planned to build outposts all over the west to keep an eye on French movement. The age of sword and axe was now over, and my empire seemed to have a bright future. I was ever more optimistic. Ulfric Suncloak, 3rd son of Thor Immortal, will surely bring prosperity to the new lands of Denmark and rebuild this nation to what it could have been.